Hello and welcome to Media Rumble. I'm Chris, and in celebration of Rogue One, a Star Wars story being released this week, I will be posting a video every single day, and you can check out the videos I've done previously on my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now this is a game that's going to be released next year, and now that all of the DLC for Star Wars Battlefront 1 has been released, you can really have a perspective on the impact of that game. And one huge impact for me is the possibility that Star Wars Battlefront was simply a test from DICE. DICE would have known that they wouldn't be creating the game that everyone would have wanted, with seamless ground-to-space combat. But in order to fulfill the contract that they signed with Lucasfilm, they possibly had to hit their goals before The Force Awakens. And by forcing a games company to create a game and release a game before they feel it's ready is quite a dangerous path. Dangerous for both the consumer and the developer. And I really feel that Star Wars Battlefront from DICE fell victim to the trend in gaming today, that games are announced early and they're hyped up for years. When you look at No Man's Sky, for example, that was announced seemingly way before it was actually ready and a complete game, and it was actually released before it was a complete game. And all of this hype and all of this expectation led to this game being universally panned. But with Star Wars Battlefront 2, DICE has the opportunity to begin again, but they don't have to start from scratch this time. Yes, they may have to hit that deadline once again by releasing before Episode 8, but this time they have the foundation of Star Wars Battlefront, and they have the feedback from the fans. And in particular, DICE producer Paul Kesslin has said that he wants to give fans what they're after. Now, they've clearly been listening to the fans, and it may for some people be too late. In post-launch, they've managed to release space combat, something that people were desperate for. And they've actually started to introduce a kind of narrative to the multiplayer. But those things all play second fiddle to a real Star Wars campaign. And that is something that we will get in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And it's said that Star Wars Battlefront didn't have the capabilities to provide everything that the developers wanted. And that included a story, because they wanted a story and they wanted a narrative. And to me this really highlights how rushed the game was. They just had to get the game out in its base form, and ultimately this led to the game feeling like an alpha for Star Wars Battlefront 2. It has all of the core physics and the core gameplay, but it doesn't have the features that everyone's wanting. You'd expect this to be released on an early access, especially when you look at its launch state, and by looking at the response, DICE has been able to course correct itself and add the things that it wants to add. By simply biding its time with these Season Pass DLCs, DICE has managed to keep people slightly happy. But one thing which I feel that they really need to change for Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the DLC. Yes, they were able to bring in a narrative aspect to the multiplayer with Battle Station and Infiltration, but these two game modes were never able to be played back to back. But by offering people this opportunity to play two narrative-based multiplayer game modes back to back, it would create almost a campaign for the game in itself. Unfortunately, that time has passed and it looks like it's not going to be able to be done. And DICE has more than likely moved on to Battlefield 1. And one thing that Star Wars Battlefront 2 can learn from Battlefield 1 is war stories. Those snippet campaign modes were incredible. You got to see different sides to war. You've got a tank, planes, soldiers. You get a different feel for war in every single different campaign. They may only be an hour or 2 hours long each, but you get that feeling of really being in the battle. And that's definitely something that Star Wars Battlefront done excellently. They were able to create maps and environments which were extremely beautiful and really reflected the Star Wars universe. But unfortunately what was within those environments really wasn't fulfilling to the players. And by bringing back these classic shooter campaign modes where you have multiple protagonists across an entire war. You can really bring the war into Star Wars Battlefront. By creating a campaign around multiple soldiers, it only increases the possibilities for this story. You don't have to suspend disbelief in that one soldier can do this. And you can see how one soldier's story can differ from the next, and offering different soldiers is something that Star Wars Battlefront has to do. I believe that DICE should just completely get rid of loadouts and reintroduce classes. By offering players the opportunity to play as the kind of player that they want to be, as a medic or an engineer, the players can really build their own experience and they can be really helpful on the battlefield without focusing too much on kills. And by offering the opportunity to play a game where you don't have to kill and you can focus entirely on the objectives, it can push away the fact that many people just simply go for kills in every single game mode, even Walker Assault. But ultimately, I believe that Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the game that all the fans will be wanting. Now, Battlefront 1 may have negatively affected the general public, but I do still believe that the real fans will be in there for the second time round. And by focusing on a wide range of things within the war, they can really expand the experience. And with Battlefront 2 coming 2 years after its predecessor, I really hope that DICE have enough time to build upon that foundation and really create the game that they believe the fans will be wanting. So thanks for watching my video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more like it, you're in luck, because this week from the 10th to the 16th of December I'll be posting a new Star Wars video every single day, and you can check out my previous videos in the playlist on my channel. So once again, thanks for watching Media Rumble. I hope you can subscribe and come back next time. May the Force be with you.